Please, our Nigerian private schools, take us back to the era where our children do not need to use textbooks that they have to write inside. Because explain to me how it makes sense that I will buy a textbook for my daughter this term, for this session, and the next session her brother is going into the same class and he cannot repeat that textbook. I need to buy that textbook all over again. Or because they bring textbook these days when children they write inside. Is this not extortion? This is intentional, because when we were growing up, the kind textbook when I use now the textbook when my elder ones
they take cover those some of those parents eye. Better say the thing now don't they come up for their eye. They don't they see clear. I be shouting years. I be shouting from here that say this most of this private school in Nigeria you see today, whether they are from KJ, nursery, primary, whatever, I say most of them, they are not a learning center. They are just an extortion center. Most of the parents now, they begin to cry out. I've been seeing a lot of video from the parents doing the same complaint, which I've been saying over here, that this things is this extortion. I call it a broad daylight extortion. A cold broad daylight extortion that is taking place because of the negligence of the government, because of I don't care attitude of the government. This is the fundamental responsibility, or the primary responsibility of the government, is to protect the citizen, whether you call it a security or everything. Anywhere there is a loophole, government will kick way in, because I said it before, every human being they have this essence in them. If you leave human being to do what they want, they can do undo, they can do unthinkable, they can devour their fellow human being. And this is what this private setup they are doing. They are taking advantage of the weakness of the system, using that one as a means of extortion to extort the innocent parent. Not all of them they are innocent. Most of them they are clapping hands for them. Some of those foolish parents. Children of today, go and see their parents are paying for their nose. Now, government school is no longer existing. They don't fair bastardize that. If you they go government school in Nigeria now, it's as if you don't know what you are doing. Because in Nigeria, everybody is living a high, very competitive level life. Whether you eat, you must send your child to private school. Even government, they are not even taking full responsibility of their government school. Most of this private school is being held by most of these government officials. So they rather destroy the government or in order for them to advance their own. Now, they are now building on the weakness of the system, begin to use that one to extort the parents. But thank God, most of these state governors, like they hear our cry. Most of them be say that they see our videos. That when we have been shouting, Imo State don't ban all this a nonsense party. And those state follow. I'm looking for other state now that will also follow. I read again for Anambra State that the Chancellor do. He also banned the same thing this woman is complaining now. That no, the children should not be allowed to do their whole work in that same textbook. That's a textbook. Because the parents, the owners of this school, they know what they are doing. They design it in such a way because they know say every session every year you have an academic session. Meaning the people in this class today, they will move to the another level, while the upcoming one will enter that class. So a parent now that have up to 3 children, the textbook, the first one is used. As long as that textbook is still within the curriculums of that school, then that child is supposed to pick up that textbook and use it. They don't want in that way. They design it in such a way for you to see a broad daylight fraud. So that they will begin to do assignments, homework in that same textbook to render that textbook useless. So that the next academic session, they will also print another one for the next intake. This is the fraud that is being taking place in Nigeria. You see, this private school now is just a little Nigeria. That is the way they are mining Nigeria. That is the way they are mining Nigeria. Now, nobody is regulating price for this food commodity. Go to pharmacy, nobody is regulating price. You go to this store today, you buy something of 1,008. You come again the next few hours, you buy that sitting 2,000. The same thing you buy for this store 1,008, go to another store, they can sell it for you 4,000. Nobody is regulating it. Nigeria is just at a mercy of this devourer. I call them devourer. Now the parents are crying out. We can no longer bear this. We can no longer bear this bond, this bondage. It's too much for us. This extortion is not too declare for us. A child of 3 years, he want to move to the next level, be next class. This school will organize a graduation in Nigeria. The parent will pay for graduation fees. After they pay for uniform, they pay for textbook, they pay for exercise book, they pay for socks, they pay for sandal, they pay for everything. The child will not sabi they talk, when never know how they take the call, ITE. Every 10, they will pay millions. I'm not talking about those politicians that stole public funds. You see, those parents where they do petty business, they do money for day-to-day hustle. They still want to imitate. My children must go to private school. Not just private school for that matter. A high private school. You see parents, they are paying with their nose. This day, instead of you to be using this money, be paying all through. I'm not saying education. Education is very sound. It's very okay. I'm not the one to tell you what to do, but there's a certain thing you use your brain to do. These days now, nobody is teaching their children financial illiteracy. That's why you see anybody will graduate come from Nigeria, they will remain stranded. All this sacrifice, most of them, they are still coming to stay stranded. Except they are children of politicians, the children of their lead. Or maybe their parents highly connected in the society. Now, their parents now don't they cry out. This is what we have been saying here. It's clear now. It clear be not clear. It don't declare for their eye. I will stop here.